we've spent so much time with these ladies, and we're so excited about this moment to celebrate their milestones, acknowledge all of their accomplishments, present them to the Atlanta community and the world, and just generally brag about them because they're so awesome. Before we get started with the program, which you all should have, we had it listed on our social media and we've got a whole run of show. I want to give an incredible heartfelt thanks to three partners of mine as a part of this WEI team. The first is Eric Key of Key Designs. Eric is the creative brain trust for the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. He created our logo in 2015 and has stayed with us throughout this time, and not only supports the program, but supports the women in a very intentional way. And for him to come on and help produce this third cohort's graduation ceremony is super special. Eric, we certainly could not have done this without you, and we appreciate you so much. The second thanks is to the WEI coordinator, Mary McFlatt, who is like the best. She was an intern, but she's like a super coordinator now. And she's the best team member anyone could ever ask for. She's so incredibly supportive of this cohort. She's so smart. And I'm just very, very thankful that we have her. And I don't know if our third team member is with us this evening. We were so busy putting this together, but I've got to shout out Ashley Hutchins, who was previously the WEI coordinator and graduated to something, even bigger than what I don't know if it's bigger than what we're creating here, but she graduated to a fantastic opportunity. But Ashley was with us through most of this cohort's journey. And her contributions to the program and to this cohort must be acknowledged. So Ashley Hutchins, if you're listening, and if anyone here knows how awesome she is as a person, as a lady, as a coordinator, I'm acknowledging you now. So on with the program. We have so many special announcements, special messages, and testimonials from our community to celebrate this very, very special cohort. I will say this throughout the program, this is the best cohort yet. And we're only 3 in, but they killed it. And it was such a pleasure to work with you ladies. It's such an honor to work with you ladies. But our very, very first message to you is from Dr. Eloisa Clementich, President and CEO of Invest Atlanta. So, Mary, let's play Dr. Clementich.
Well, welcome and congratulations to the WEI Cohort number 3. My name is Dr. Eloisa Clementich, and I am the proud President and CEO here at Invest Atlanta. And what makes me so excited and gets me very thrilled about the work that I do is that we are the economic development arm for the city of Atlanta. And what we focus on is to create a city that is a city for everyone. And so I am excited to continue to see how we're doing this and how we are advancing with women. When we created the Women's Entrepreneur Initiative 4 years ago, I could have never imagined the awesome achievements that each cohort has been able to produce. And this cohort, number 3, is no different. So I've been asked before, why did Invest Atlanta focus on women? And I'll tell you, the reason why we focused on women is in our economic development strategy, focus on economic mobility. We recognize that for many families, it is women that are the heads of households, and it is women that also lead our communities. So we believed it was imperative that we focus and provide the technical assistance needed to support their dreams. Because if we empower women, and women, when they are successful, they are able to provide that wealth, the creation of wealth for themselves and their family. Now, we know that there are many amazing things that women continue to do. And this cohort has proved you are amazing women. So let me talk about some of the awesome statistics that this cohort has done. First, the number of full-time employees has increased collectively by over 162% for WE businesses since the beginning of your incubator program. 162%. WE businesses currently employ more than 639 full-time employees or contractors, which has direct impact and contribution to our amazing city when it comes to job creation. On average, 50,968,000 has gone into capital investment per business. And for this cohort number 3, the average capital investment per business is over $71,000. It is so exciting to see the impacts that you are being able to drive. Your businesses, your vision, and more importantly, as a mom, I have 3 of my own wonderful children, and the inspiration you are to them and all the women throughout the city, because you are showing what can be done when you lean in with tenacity and dedication and drive. And so I'll tell you that we are super excited for what you have done as a cohort. I am excited about the impacts that you as women are driving to our entrepreneur ecosystem. And I am proud to say that I knew you when, because I know each of you in your own will be able to make a mark on this economy, a mark on the entrepreneur ecosystem, and Atlanta will be better for it. So thank you for your commitment to this awesome city. Thank you for your commitment to women, and thank you for fulfilling your dreams, because you are inspiring not only myself, my daughters, your daughters, our children, our community. Keep it up, and I look forward to seeing what you continue to do in the future. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I also just would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Monica Hooks for your commitment to this program. And you are the #1 advocate. So thank you for your drive.
Thank you, Dr. Clementage. It's a pleasure to advocate for these women and to advocate for this program. Next up, we're going to give this audience a little taste of how the WE program has grown and evolved with this cohort in spite of a worldwide pandemic to be, I think, as strong as ever, and to be a resource on the horizon for future women entrepreneurs here in the city of Atlanta. So without further ado, we will show you a little bit and tell you a little bit more about the WE program. Welcome to the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, here at the historic Flatiron Building in downtown Atlanta. So I know that Dr. Clementage was able to tell you a little bit about Invest Atlanta and how the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative, or WE, fits into the Invest Atlanta mission, which is to make Atlanta one of the most economically competitive and dynamic cities in the world. Well, now I'd like to tell you a little bit more about WE. WE is a 15-month incubator focused on women-owned startups with a mission to elevate, engage, and empower entrepreneurship through women. Our sweet spot is early-stage entrepreneurship, or businesses 1 to 3 years old. We accept 15 extraordinary startups with each cohort. Now, our origin story begins in the mayor's office, highlighting the brain trust of Atlanta's leadership. It was in 2015 that our mayors were the first and only city to create a municipally funded program supporting women's entrepreneurship. In 2018, we officially became a part of the Invest Atlanta family. And with that seed, WE has grown and expanded to be a critical pillar for economic mobility and equity in the Atlanta community. Since becoming part of the Invest Atlanta family, WE has really done a lot in terms of our growth, our evolution, and our scalability since we're a startup ourselves. Part of that growth and part of that scalability is being able to provide wraparound services, mentorship from the community, funding opportunities, and general tools that are really, really going to empower and impact the journey of our early stage entrepreneurs. We do that again here in the historic Flatiron building, which we think is one of the biggest tools accessible to women in this program here in downtown Atlanta. So that was a little bit about the program, but now I want to dive in and tell you a little bit about the curriculum. The 4-pillar curriculum is something that we're really, really proud of. And in addition to implementing it with this cohort, we were able to engage community partners to really make it come to life. And so with that, we will give you guys an understanding of our 4-pillar curriculum, and you'll be able to see how we were able to tap into the expertise and the guidance of community mentors. And hopefully it will let some in the audience know that we're always seeking mentors, and it will encourage and motivate them to want to work with us in the future. So let's talk about the 4 pillars. So one of the great things about the WEI program is that we've been able to grow and evolve. And a main tenet of that evolution is our 4-pillar programming. With this cohort, we were able to institute programming around 4 critical anchors in the entrepreneur's journey. They include business analysis, learning and leadership development, strategic partnerships, and funding opportunities. Let me tell you a little bit about each. Business analysis is all about strategy. We feel strongly that women should have a strategy in their early stage startup journey. As opposed to just winging it, we really advocate for leveraging their strengths and making opportunities out of what might be weaknesses. We get into the 2nd pillar, learning and leadership development, by engaging the community with all sorts of things, everything, in fact, everything startup. We do everything from startup mental health, startup marketing, startup finance, startup operations. And we engage community leaders, entrepreneurs throughout the city of Atlanta and throughout the nation to help us execute these workshops and really round out our budding CEOs. For strategic partnerships, since we've involved the community, now these women are prepared to pitch to anyone that needs their goods, services, our software for that matter. Strategic partnerships teaches our women how to present for investors, to present for key channels, to present for strategic alliances. All the tools that they need for that, and all of the practice that they need to pitch, always be pitching. And then that 4th pillar, funding opportunities. We know that it's very important to understand all the different types of capital and how they should be applied to your business to serve the success and the growth of it. We go over self-funding, which I like to refer to as GRIT. We go over grants. We go over debt, which you can acquire through loans, and we go over equity, which is often around venture capital. And we think that for every entrepreneur, you might be able to use all of these capital sources, but it's really critical for you to know when you want to use them and how you're going to use them for the strength of your business. This is what our 4-pillar curriculum is about. We're really proud of it, and we think that it has empowered our entrepreneurs to really live their best entrepreneurial lives. So we want to tell you a little bit more about the 4-pillar curriculum. And we've invited community partners, advocates, and leaders to share their experience with the WEI program and how their expertise has been able to help our portfolio of female entrepreneurs. So without further ado, introducing pillar number 1, business analysis, which was led by Marty Gupta of the TurkNet Leadership Group. In that pillar, Marty was able to impart his expertise and knowledge on risk assessment.
Congratulations, WEI graduates. I'm Marty Gupta with TurkNet Leadership Group. We are an Atlanta-based leadership development firm known for executive coaching, training, and other services. We are proud to be part of the WEI program. Early last year, our CEO, Tino Mantella, and I participated in the pitch evaluations. We were both blown away by the breadth of business ideas and the passion of the presenters. Later, we conducted 3 workshops. The first workshop was delivered by my colleague, Ann Quiolo, and focused on leadership character and interpersonal behavior, using 2 assessment tools that we like to use. And then last fall, I had the privilege of conducting 2 workshops on strategy and planning. One of the biggest challenges that entrepreneurs face is how to spend their time. There are more demands than time or resource, and often the loudest demands are not necessarily the most important to the success of the venture. This and other topics were covered in the workshops. I would be remiss if I didn't thank our Chief Technology Officer, Eve Barrett, who allowed to help make the workshops virtual due to COVID. And I want to thank you for your active participation and willingness to learn. I've been coaching startups for a long time, and I really admire the WEI program. Not only are you learning the skills and tools to be successful, you're getting tremendous help with networking and building contacts, and tremendous visibility. I see you on social media, I see you winning awards, I see you on local television. It's remarkable. I admire your courage and tenacity in starting a venture during the pandemic. On behalf of all of us at TurkNet, we wish you great success.
Introducing pillar number 2, learning and leadership development. For this pillar, we are joined by community partners from Microsoft Innovation.
Hello, congratulations. You are graduating, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. My name is Alfie Aiken, and I am the Director of Societal Impact for Microsoft US. Now, over the past year plus, you've worked with many on the Microsoft team, so you may know names like Reggie Isaac or Michelle Thomas. They too are directors in the organization, and they too love the work that's happening at WEI. You know, it's very important for this partnership that we have, and seeing an organization so focused on empowering women entrepreneurs, and not just empowering, but also giving specific tools, guidance, training, access, relationships to you that you should be able to take and use within your businesses going forward. So why not support an organization like this? A matter of fact, one of the programs that I run as in my Microsoft role is the social entrepreneurship program. And we were able to meet with a couple of members of the team, and one is in our program, Wonder Grubs. So congratulations as well. And you know, one of the things that I think about is the mission of Microsoft, and it's to empower every person on the planet to do more. And we do that through these types of partnerships. There are other partnerships that we have within the city. We're building a huge facility. Some people dub it as our second headquarters. Those are the people in Atlanta, of course. But it's very exciting to see our presence there, but to know that we've had a relationship within your city for quite a long time. We also have a program that was launched last year, really as a response to what was happening during COVID, jobs being lost, and knowing that to get back into the work world, additional skills training was needed. And so that program was a first of many to launch in various cities across the country, where we look at the underserved communities and empower them. And this type of support, as I was just talking about, extends beyond just looking at skills and underserved communities. It looks at entrepreneurship, it looks at our technology and how do we create digital literacy within our partners, our customers, our community. And so that's a little bit just about what Microsoft has been doing. Yes, of course, we sell products and we have Microsoft Cloud. And honestly, I've been working with this organization for 14 months now, and it's a phenomenal experience to be able to connect internally and to lead empathetically. And so working with a mindset of How do we engage? It's just what we have to do. So just putting Microsoft aside for a moment and back to WEI. I was on your website and I saw those twirling batons and I was like, oh, I want one. You look like you guys were having fun. And I'm happy to see that during a year to 2 years of challenges, you've made the best of it, that you've stuck through it, and that you're graduating. And hopefully that tenacity and endurance that you've learned as you've gone through the program is something that you keep as you run your business. Life is hard. It comes with challenges. Even in the good times, there are challenges. Those aren't the times to relax and take a pause. Those are the times to lean in even deeper. And when you do that and difficulties arise, you'll realize that you've already built broad back, strong shoulders to weather most storms. You know, if I could leave you with messages that I hope can help to shape your future, the future of your business, of your family, and even of your city and your nation and globally, it's really to make sure you consider to think about resilience. And it showed up in so many different ways. But building a business that is resilient, again, allows you to take greater risk that are calculated, but greater nonetheless, can allow you to have a setback that doesn't end your business. It teaches your business how to grow, and it teaches you. I would recommend and just give advice that you really take care of your most prized possessions. You know, I used to call it your core competency in your business. And yes, it's about your product as well, but it's really about your people. You know, the people that your business is going to hire, your business is going to give further business to, so like your supply chain. And then also your people that are going to be your customers. Lean into them, build trust. You know, we spend a lot of time at Microsoft talking about just building trust. And I'm fortunate to have a job that allows me to focus on just building trust and working differently as we develop opportunities. You know, partnering with someone that has a similar mindset to you is a great partnership. And knowing that and being able to share that your business is focused on the environment, focused on what's happening socially, focused on governance is helpful for any business, because again, it's similar. And so we have things like the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Identify which one of those you align to, because as you look at customers and acquiring additional customers, most of them are aligned to those as well. And it creates an opportunity for you to discuss how we solve the world's largest challenges together. That's what I do at Microsoft. And I hope that in your businesses, you're looking at that as well. Matter of fact, I know you are, so I don't even have to hope. You know, as you go forward now and turn your tassel and call as you've graduated, I just want to again thank you from the Microsoft family. It's great to see the other persons that have taken the time to share words with you of encouragement and are proud to see the strong, needed work that is happening with WEI Atlanta. Please, as you graduate, pay it forward. Think about how you now become a supporter of this great initiative, this great organization that invests so much in you that you can continue to invest so much in them. This is how we continue to change the game. It starts with one, then it's a cohort, and then it's a cohort taking care of several cohorts. So congratulations. Again, I wish you the best from the Microsoft family, and happy holidays.
Next up, we've got pillar number 3. Pillar number 3, strategic partnerships. And with this pillar, we have the lovely, talented, super entrepreneur, Dal Avant, CEO of Aquagenuity, and the brain trust behind Pitch Queens.
I'm Dal Avant. I'm the founder and CEO of Aquagenuity, where water meets ingenuity. We are an award-winning water data analytics company We make it simple for consumers, corporations, and smart cities to quickly and safely answer the question, what's in your water? From devices and platforms that we already use every day. Now, this is important work because we all heard about the contaminated water crisis in Flint, Michigan, but most of us don't know that there are actually 3,810 locations in the United States with more lead in their water than Flint, Michigan. Now, this affects all of us in really personal ways, from our personal health over time to the brain development of children. And by the time a lot of people in a town start to get sick, it's far too late. That's why AquaGenuity is the first technology of its kind, making it as easy to check your water quality as it is to check the weather. And because of doing this work, we've been featured by Forbes, Wired, the New York Times. I gave a TED Talk. We received funding from Google, Amazon, and SoftBank, which is the largest private equity fund in the world. They made Uber, Slack, and WeWork into billion-dollar companies, and they said, we've got next. And we're doing all of this from right here in the great city of Atlanta. That's why I'm so excited to support the mission of the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative here in the city of Atlanta. I believe that female founders are the future. The solutions to the biggest problems that we face in society are locked inside of the minds of brilliant female entrepreneurs just like you. That's why I want to give my congratulations to every graduate in this cohort, and I want to leave you with this one piece of wisdom. Everything I've achieved and accomplished in my company is because of one skill, and that is the power of the pitch. Now, a pitch is just your ability to communicate your vision in a way that gets people to remember you, connect with you emotionally, and take action. Because of the power of the pitch, I was able to recruit a world-class development team. I wrote the algorithms, we built an award-winning data engine, and we've been named one of 7 technologies saving the world's waterways by Ocean Visions, which is a collaboration of Stanford, MIT, Smithsonian, the Georgia Aquarium, and the United Nations. Because of the power of my pitch, I've raised $2 million in venture capital, and our company has been valued at 8 figures, and we're also on the road to an IPO. Because of the power of my pitch, I've attracted strategic partnerships with the largest companies on planet Earth. And if you want to grow your company, instead of spending hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars on marketing, you should aim to use your pitch to achieve strategic partnerships with companies who can put you in front of their millions of customers and help you grow your brand, product, or service. That's the one piece of wisdom I'll leave with you. I'm so proud of each and every graduate, and I just want to say, entrepreneurship is 21st century activism. When you build wealth, especially as a female founder or an underrepresented founder, it's a revolutionary act. So continue on your journey. I can't wait to see what you do next. And together, this is how we'll change the world.
Last but not least, we've got pillar number 4. And for this pillar, funding opportunities, we are joined by the CEO of Venture Atlanta, Ms. Allison Amon.
I'm Allison Eman. I'm the CEO of Venture Atlanta. I am so thrilled to be with you here today. First of all, congratulations. You all have been through an incredible program with WEI. I'm sure you have learned a lot. You've had some amazing sessions and been exposed to so many wonderful people, and you've had the wonderful opportunity to work with one of my dear friends, Monica Hooks, who, her passion is just unbelievable. So ladies, what's Venture Atlanta? Venture Atlanta is one of the largest venture capital conferences in the country. So I will tell you all that I was hired in 2007. I had no experience with venture capital and no experience with technology. But what did I have? I had passion. I knew how to put on an event. I knew how to learn. I was told I had to do fundraising. I had never done fundraising in my life. I had never sold anything, but I figured it out. And that's what you guys are all doing as well. So I've worked super hard from being hired as an executive director for a small conference. Our first one was 400 people to being the CEO of again, one of the largest venture capital conferences in the country. We had 1,200 people back in 2019. Post-COVID, it's been a little smaller, but that's what we wanted. So what's important about Venture Atlanta? Venture Atlanta helps connect companies with capital. That is our mission. We do not take any money. We are a nonprofit. We raise money from sponsors and from supporters, from our attendees and our investors. So you would not pay to be a part of Venture Atlanta. How are you a part of it? You apply. We have an online application that's completely free. And there's so many opportunities along the way to maybe get an automatic in for Venture Atlanta. Programs like Launchpad 2X, programs like Zane Access Fund, We've partnered with ATV and ATDC and all different organizations in town over the years. We are so supportive of helping women and putting them on our stage. You've probably heard of a lot of the people that have been on our stage: Jasmine Crowe from Gooder, Mary Catherine Kolb from Burr, Robin Gregg from RoadSync. She met her lead investor at Venture Atlanta, and they're going gangbusters. You know, Sharif Uzel, probably not a name you've heard of offhand, but she pitched Park Mobile back in 2012. Park Mobile was a little company when she pitched it. She's now running Apple Pay. Okay, Laura Hodgson with the Now accounts. Catherine Petrella's company Cabbage, you know, was on our stage in 2009. So we help really propel companies to that next level. Our companies have raised $6.5 billion and have had over $16 billion in exits. So Venture Atlanta is a huge fan of really just helping entrepreneurs. And our mission, like I said, simply is to connect companies with capital. We were founded by the Technology Association of Georgia, by TAG, and the Metro Atlanta Chamber and the Atlanta CEO Council. And this is year 15. So I am super excited about what we can have. And I want to see all of you on our stage at some point. You know, and I know it's a process, and I know you guys are building your companies and you're growing. And if I can be helpful or make introductions for you, you can find me on LinkedIn. Again, my name is Allison Eman. But what you all need to do is take advantage of any funding opportunities, funding connections. You obviously were accepted into the WEI program. You've done an amazing job with that. What's your next step? You know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Again, if anyone would have told me that 15 years later, I would be running one of the biggest venture capital conferences in the country, I probably would have laughed. But again, I had the passion, I had the drive and the motivation. So ladies, I am so excited for you, and I can't wait to meet many of you. I know several of you, I think, may have been a part of Venture Atlanta this year. Perhaps you had one of the virtual tickets that we gave out. And again, our open application will be in May. We are working on some incredible new programming to support women that Monica and I are working on with several other folks in town. So be on the lookout for some new things for us. And again, have a wonderful holiday season and congratulations.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Alfie. Thank you, Doll. Thank you, Allison. So we got started with the 4 pillars in our community mentors and some of the resources that they were able to provide to this cohort, but we couldn't stop there. It turns out that one of the silver linings of the pandemic is that we were able to do a lot of our programming virtually. And that meant that we were able to really receive wisdom and touch some extraordinary leaders in the city of Atlanta. And so I want to share a few more community sentiments on women and entrepreneurship from these leaders with this audience. Mary, take it away.
We've got a ways to go, particularly when you look at people of color and women in business. Playing field is not fair, and the opportunities are not either. So we've got to fight to make sure that by the time my daughter is going through, hopefully I don't know, maybe if she wants to start a business, that some of the barriers and some of these doors that we're kicking down right now don't exist.
But be confident in all things and be your rawest self. However you are at home needs to be however you are with the world. And people love that authenticity and that transparency. So please don't ever stop that.
But let's continue this. I think this collaborative, as the world gets smaller in Atlanta, we all get better. And when the connectivity increases, we all win from it. So ladies, proud of you. I mean, this is amazing. This is this is the best of what Atlanta should be. This is what we should be showing the world. And shame on us if in 10 years we've not created something that history will never forget in this city that works for all people, because I don't think anybody else has gotten that right.
When I realized that something that I was taught my whole life, which is not to talk about yourself and not to brand yourself, was actually critical for success in my new country. And I wrote my story, and that was something that made me stand out in the application process. And I got into Georgetown, and from then my life sort of took off. That was my first lesson in the importance of branding your idea, yourself, your business, and really coming up with a narrative that appeals to your key audience, to the people that really need to hear you.
As UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says, women need to be front and center of the pandemic recovery as a matter of economics, efficiency, and social resilience. There's still a lot of work to be done, and with the principles that guide the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, we are focusing on people, prosperity, and partnership. This is why Atlanta is part of the first cohort of 13 cities to partner with the Carter Center for the Inform Women Transform Lives campaign, a global effort to raise awareness about women's fundamental right to information and to connect public information to women. Because we know that in order to strengthen our marginalized communities, we need to empower our women. And one of the key tools to empower our women is knowledge and access to available resources.
I am jazzed and inspired, and I echo the councilwoman's comments that at a time of so much darkness, that is clearly a long overdue awakening. This is the time for amazing businesses founded by diverse founders to make their way into the world. There is more need than there has ever been, and some of the greatest businesses have been started during the toughest times.
We exude so much passion, and that's because we have this amazing jobs where we get to work with entrepreneurs like you, and we get to walk through the journey, the challenge, the loneliness, the amazing vision, the inspiration, the growth. It's like every single day I have to learn something new, and I have to show up, and I'm inspired, and it's all because of you all. So it's an honor to meet you all, to connect with you, and to be here in this space with you.
You know, what's going to dictate it is just the rapid pace of it. Remember, I said I learned to move fast in 2020. I didn't want to stand back and say, oh, can't do that because I don't have this, or this.
Some of the things that we need to continue to do is to promote women in entrepreneurship right now in the city of Atlanta, and promote the advancement of women in the workplace.
I'm on mute. There's going to be a sitcom about that, but just wow, right? Like, these are the community leaders that we have in Atlanta that support this program, that came out to support these women. I think it's so appropriate that we get to end with Mayor-elect Andre Dickens. I think it's a testament to these women and the momentum that they have created for the program. And I'm, as I like to say, pleased and delighted to be a part of it. So we're about to get to the main event. We've got one other very, very special message for this cohort, and it's from our keynote speaker, Miss Melissa M. Proctor, creative, a leader, a brand builder, a best-selling author, a SOCA veteran, and a mom. Melissa is ball handling proof that career dreams can happen if you believe life happens for a reason and you get after it. As a girl, Melissa dreamed of becoming the first female coach in the NBA. From ball girl to CMO takes you on that journey through the trials and triumphs, from being named the first ball girl for the Miami Heat to now being the chief marketing officer for this Atlanta Hawks. Along the way, when you listen to Melissa, I'm sure you'll delight in her humor and in her fiercely powerful guiding principles, her Caribbean roots, and her down-to-earth style as you witness all the possibilities that life can offer through her message. Mary, let's open it up for Melissa.
Hi, my name is Melissa Proctor, Chief Marketing Officer for the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena. I am so honored to be here today as your keynote, and I really wanted to share a special presentation with you. So to get things kicked off, a little bit of how it started and how it's going. I started my career as a ball girl with the Miami Heat a long time ago, and I'm now the CMO of the Atlanta Hawks and State Farm Arena. But in order to get there, I got a little advice from my mom along the way. The one thing she always preached to me is always do your best, because as long as you do your best, anything is possible. And that's a message that I'd like to share with you guys today. So to kick it off, nothing says hello like an embarrassing picture from your childhood. And this is me in Miami, circa 1980 something. But that's where I was born and raised, Miami, Florida. And these are my parents. This is my mom and this is my dad. And a little bit about them. My mom was from Belize and my dad is from Jamaica. And every year I would always go back to Jamaica or Belize in the summers, just as I grew up. And through that travel, I really developed a passion for art. And so what you see here is some of the pieces of my artwork that I made. As a child, I was in Magnet Middle School and high school for visual arts, and I really enjoyed drawing and painting. But when I was around 15 years old, I had a cousin named Su Yen who was a huge Miami Heat fan. And she would always invite me to come by and watch basketball games. But because my parents weren't American, I was first generation born here in the States, I had no knowledge of American sports, no football, no baseball, definitely no basketball. And so through my cousin, I got to learn about the Miami Heat and the NBA and became one of the biggest basketball fans ever. And so at 15, I remember going to my mom and telling her that I wanted to get a job. And she said, all right, Mel, what do you want to do? And I was like, I had some friends who were working at the mall and some that were going to movie theaters and getting little jobs. And I thought that was cool. My mother looked at me and she said, Melissa, you can only get a job in whatever you want to do for the rest of your life. So at 15 years old, I told her that I wanted to become the first female coach in the NBA. But mind you, I had never played basketball a day in my life. And so she said, okay, Mel, we'll go get a job in the NBA. And it was a really tall order, but she didn't give me any other options. And so I really appreciated that. All she said was do your best. And so with that, I started writing letters and making phone calls. And I called the Miami Heat, their 1-800 number. I called their offices. I got in touch with someone in community relations. They said, hey kid, I got no jobs, try the equipment manager. So I called the equipment manager, called him. I drew on envelopes when I would write letters for him. And at one point, I finally got him on the phone and he said, hey kid, you call me one more time, I'm not going to hire you. And so I stopped for a little bit, then I kept on calling, but I was persistent. And ultimately he called me back and he said, you know what, I don't even know what you would do. All I have are ball boys. I don't know what a girl would do. This is grunge work. It's mopping sweat and folding towels and coming early and staying late. Oh, and by the way, it doesn't pay. But at that point I was so invested. My mother gave me no other option. I said, I didn't care. I just wanted to try it. And so one day he finally said, all right, come in for a preseason game. It was the very first time I ever set foot in the then Miami Arena or even went to a professional sporting event. And that was the day my entire life changed. And I became the first ball girl on the court for the Miami Heat. And my rookie year was Kobe's rookie year. And Grant Hill, who's kind of my boss now, was part owner of the Atlanta Hawks, was also a player at the time. And I had such an amazing experience working for the Heat for that year or two in high school. And ultimately, a year later, I was going to go to college and didn't know where I wanted to go, but I learned about Pro Humanitate, which is for humanity. And a big part of what I had done personally in high school was always volunteering and wanting to help other people and building those relationships. And so that landed me at Wake Forest University, where I had an amazing time working at Wake. I was in communications as a major and studio art as a minor, but every summer I would go back to the Miami Heat, volunteer with the draft, free agency, just wanting to learn more about the business and what it meant. And so ultimately when I graduated, I knew that I was going to get a job for the NBA, and that was my goal. I probably wouldn't coach because I still had never played a day in my life, but I learned a lot during those summers in Miami. Ultimately, none of that happened. The NBA turned me down and told me I was too creative. I tried to stay at Wake Forest and they told me that I was using it as a crutch and they weren't going to give me anything to fall back on. And this led to me ultimately getting an internship at Turner Broadcasting. I made this magazine that you see called the T3 TV Guide. The name of the internship was Turner Trainee Team. And TNT Marketing said I sold myself so well to them. They thought I'd do an amazing job of selling their content to consumers. And that was actually how I got my first marketing job ever. But while I was an intern at Turner, I didn't really make a lot of money. So I called up my old boss in the Heat. He called someone from the Hawks. And that year I was actually a ball girl on the court, mopping up sweat for the Atlanta Hawks. And here you can see me with all the ball girls on the court in Atlanta, which was a lot of fun. But during that time, I really didn't know where my career was going to take me. But I knew that the then president of TNT, as an intern, I sat down and I interviewed and I set up informational meetings because building relationships was really important to me. And the president would sit down with every single intern and ask them to come in and talk to them about how their internship was going. When I was a ball girl, I would see him sitting courtside at every game as I mopped up sweat, but I actually got to go and have a conversation with him in his office. And so while I was there, you know, I told him that I was having a great internship program, but I really didn't feel like I fit in. A lot of the people in the department didn't look like me. And I felt like I needed to change myself a little bit in order to really fit into the corporate structure. And he gave me the best advice I could have received at that time. Always be authentic and stay true to who you are. It was my West Indian heritage, my artistic abilities, my background, and everything that I had that ultimately got me the job there. And I would be doing myself and the company a disservice if I didn't bring my entire self to work every day. And that's something that I truly live by each and every day right now. But from that experience, my world opened up. And so I was able to then work at Turner Broadcasting over the next 10 or 11 years in a number of different roles. And through that experience, building relationships along the way that got me into brand strategy, business strategy, and everything else. And then maybe about my 11-year mark, I was working in a digital health and wellness startup, and I got laid off. Had no idea what I was going to do, but I ended up going to a Hawks event as a fan, a draft party. I had a daughter. She was about 2 months old at the time. I was 8 months pregnant when I got laid off, but I was incredibly persistent. So I went to this draft party as a fan, and the same person who gave me the advice about staying true to who I was and saw me mopping up sweat as a ball girl for the Hawks had left Turner to become CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and looked at me and said, hey, you know, I need some help building a brand. And that was my full circle moment in coming back into Atlanta, into the Atlanta Hawks organization. And from then I've been able to do some amazing things, whether it was, you know, designing the MLK uniform in partnership with Nike and the NBA, and even getting the Pope to bless it, being able to rebrand the team's uniforms twice, being able to be a part of the complete transformation of Phillips Arena to State Farm Arena. And even during last summer, being able to open up our arena as the first NBA team for early voting. So many moments that I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to work on. But in order to get there, I really had to develop my guiding principles. What were the things that are the non-negotiables in my life that would really help me figure out what my next step in my path is? And as you guys are graduating today, I wanted to share my guiding principles with you. Number one, I knew that I was my best when I was both creative and strategic. And that's important to me. So anything that I set out to do, I'm always looking at how can I be both creative and strategic. The other one is I get bored really easily. So I'm always looking for ways to add new tools to my personal toolbox. The other one is I need to be able to pay my bills on time. And now that I have a daughter, I want to be able to invest in her future. So I want to always look at things and opportunities that will help me to do that, and ways that I can help not just myself, but people in my community learn more about financial literacy and opportunities, just like the Hawks being able to partner with WEI. My fourth is work-life harmony. I know that I'm at my best when I can be there for my daughter and my family, as well as do the things that I need to do every day. So trying to find some balance, and I know as entrepreneurs, that must be incredibly difficult, but finding some sort of harmony where you are also building and pouring into yourself, not just your work and the things you're doing every day. And then lastly, as I mentioned, authenticity, bringing my whole self to work and to every opportunity or experience that I have is incredibly important to me. And I wanted to share those things with you guys today. And so lastly, I want to leave you with this. Always do your best, because I know that anything is possible if you're able to do that. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Such an inspiring story. I'm not surprised that you have achieved all of the success that you have, that you are such an incredible representative of the Atlanta community. And it is with sincere and heartfelt thanks that I say thank you on behalf of myself, the WEI program of this cohort, for those words of encouragement. Hopefully we can catch up with you here in the near future. So now it's what everyone has been waiting for. Really, the main event. Really, the reason that you came here. It's about the Women's Entrepreneurship Cohort 3 graduation. And how do I start with my comments about these ladies? I said it before, I'll say it again, they're the best cohort ever. And I'm sure that the ones coming behind them are going to put them to shame, but that's the way that it works. These women, in spite of the environment that we've all as a global community been a part of, have thrived. They've broken the glass ceilings, they've soared to new heights, and they have bloomed into CEOs that Atlanta not only can be proud of, but can advocate for and can support into their future. These women have not only touched the Atlanta community, they've touched communities around the nation and around the world with their solutions. They are, I believe, ground zero in terms of innovative concepts and ideas that are going to push us forward as a community and drive economic development. And they are a really great North Star for all of us. So let me get to it. The very first member of our cohort in alphabetical order is Aspire Construction and Real Estate. Aspire Construction and Real Estate, led by Amber Lawson, an incredible, incredible entrepreneur. I'm only going to hit the highlights for these entrepreneurs, and most of them, many of them, will actually do the presenting themselves. So any words that I can offer are really not going to do justice. Hopefully they're just a teaser for everyone in the audience to go learn more about these incredible women. What I will say about Amber is that she really lives this life. She's out here doing this work. She has built incredible spaces for women entrepreneurs, not only in Atlanta, but around the nation. She is approaching $1 million in sales, and I expect to see her name on the Atlanta skyline at some point on the horizon, and I'll say I knew her when. She had some incredible experiences through It's My Turn Now with Microsoft, training women with the Atlanta Technical, or training students with the Atlanta Technical College with support from Microsoft. Amber, like I said, is about this life. And the reason I keep saying that is that she's so busy growing her business and doing all these incredible things, she did not have time to come do her presentation. But I do hope that you will look up Aspire Construction and Real Estate, look up Amber, and support her with any opportunities that you think will help her business continue to grow. Next up, we've got beautiful curly me. Co-founded and led by CEO Ivana Oli with her co-founder Zoe Oli. Again, I'm just hitting the highlights for these women, but Ivana, from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution to the NASDAQ to the Forbes 1000 to conversations with Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook Meta. Ivana and Zoe are really, really doing it, but I cannot find the words to really express how incredible they are. I'm going to now let Ivana tell you how incredible, beautiful, curly me is.
According to a recent study, 6 out of 10 girls do not like their natural hair. My daughter Zoe was one of them. When she was 6 years old, she came home from school asking why her hair was not straight or pretty like her classmates. She was upset, and this broke my heart, because what mother wants to hear that their daughter feels less than? And so I did everything I could to help, and one of the things I did was get her a black doll. She really loved the doll, but then she complained that this doll didn't have hair like hers. And when we went to the stores and couldn't find any dolls with curls or braids, Zoe decided she wanted to do something about it. Hi, my name is Ivana Oli. I am the co-founder and mom-in-chief at Beautiful Curly Me, a brand on a mission to instill and inspire self-confidence in young Black and brown girls with toys and accessories that reflect their natural beauty, hair care products, empowering books, and content. In line with our mission, for every doll that's purchased on our website, beautifulcurlyme.com, we give one to a young underprivileged girl. Toys affect the way our children see and perceive themselves, and so it's important to provide them a positive sense of representation. Since we launched in 2019, we've experienced tremendous growth and hit our first six-figure revenue milestone last year, and we're working diligently towards our next milestone of $1 million. We've been featured on various platforms, including Forbes, Good Morning America, People, and our doll, Layla, was featured on Oprah's Favorite Things promo last year. But there's still so much ground to cover. We intend to touch millions of girls around the world with our message of confidence. We will build a platform of education and empowerment. We will expand our product offerings and channels of distribution, and we intend to grow our doll giving program. So we invite you to partner with us as we build the next generation of curly and confident girls who will change the world. Again, my name is Ivana Oli, and you can learn more and join the movement at beautifulcurlyme.com. We're so fortunate to have been part of the WEI program for the past 15 months. We have learned a lot, we've grown a lot, and we've expanded our network. And the most important part has been the amazing sisterhood that we are fortunate to now be part of. So thank you so much, WEI.
Thank you, Ivana. Up next, we have Blends Apparel, led by the fabulous, incredible Jamia Ramsey. Jamia, like another of her counterparts, is really busy living this life and was not able to do a presentation for us. But I have to tell you, her company is incredible, as is she. When I tell you that I see grown men crying when they know that they can buy skin tone apparel for their daughters in ballet, that is probably the understatement of my life. Jamia touches the community in a way that has not been acknowledged before or has not been developed before. She is a perfect example of an innovation that is going to drive economic development within the community, and lift up women as they're developing, or girls as they're developing into women. For this, I say thank you, Jamia. In addition to all those things, she's a part of the Forbes Next 1000 as well. And I am sure you will see her named on the bright lights of the dance and apparel world in the future. Our next entrepreneur, our next business, Cool Moms Dance 2, led by the fabulous Kiana Wingfield. What do I want to say about Cool Moms? You know, one of the things I'd like to point out, and the thing about this program and for Kiana and for Cool Moms Dance 2, we've had so many conversations, and in this weird time that we're living, or we went through, she experienced some obstacles, but she really took advantage of the strategy piece, and she created a strategy of life. And now she's like blooming all over the place. Her app is on the Apple App Store, getting fantastic reviews. She's a part of Black Enterprise. And just last week, she was on Ellen, by the way. So up next, we've got the fabulous Kiana Wingfield talking about Cool Moms Dance 2.
Good evening. My name is Kiana Wingfield, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Cool Moms Dance 2. Cool Moms Dance 2 was formed in 2016, officially in 2017, with my daughter and I after the loss of my partner in 2014. Losing him tragically separated our family. We were disconnected, disengaged, and dance became the catalyst for us to really talk to one another again about the things that really mattered. We created Cool Moms Dance 2 to support moms and families from underserved communities who don't have access to healthcare that is accessible, culturally relevant, and supportive of their needs. Did you know that from 2020, 10,000 people have experienced a mental health concern that went unnoticed? Did you also know that 40% of adults report that they experience some type of depression, mental health concern as of 2021? And also, the average delay of receiving care when you are having a mental health concern has been 11 years. And a lot of this has to do with the lack of funding, the lack of access to comfort and culturally relevant programming. And that's why we created Cool Moms Dance 2. Cool Moms Dance 2 is a health community engagement and wellness solution. We use evidence-based interventions and tools to support the mental and physical health of families. Our focus is community engagement, community connections, and supporting emotional, mental, and physical health through self-care practices. Right now, since 2020, you all know we went through the WEI program. We have shifted our programming. We were in person providing amazing programs locally in Atlanta, but we have gone virtual. We developed our own virtual dance class that is for moms and children to support their emotional health utilizing hip hop dance fitness and movement therapy. This is a program that is available for streaming, available for licensing from organizations as well as families. Also, we found that there was an extreme need for families to continue to stay connected. So we developed the Gen Connect game. When we're done with classes, most families and mothers would say, okay, what am I supposed to talk to my kids about? So we gave them an outlet to be able to talk to them on a deeper level. We have this in a physical card game as well as a mobile app to make it responsive and easily accessible for families to get talking. Gen Connect is the game that gets families talking. And last but not least, we also developed a self-care journal. Moms are the pillars of our community. They're so very important, and we want to make sure that they are prioritized and their self-care is at the forefront of everything that's going on. So providing a journal that moms can use to engage and really support their mental health is something that we are really advocates for. Currently, our customers are single working mothers, schools, community organizations, as well as corporations. To date, we've served over 8,000 families with our programming, especially since going virtual, and we are seeing a growth and impact, especially having a mobile app and virtual streaming programming. This issue is a huge issue. There's 30 million moms in America that are with their families, taking care of their families, and the reality is there's so much going on that they need easily accessible programming and tools to be able to stay connected within families, and we are working to be that #1 tool for them. We have had support, customers, and engagement from amazing, amazing partners. We've worked with the Women's Resource Center to End Domestic Violence. We've worked with AT&T, Kids Bop. We just were recently featured on the Ellen DeGeneres Show, as well as Black Enterprise and others. We have a great outreach campaign and focusing on bringing in more moms and more families into our programming. Our goals for 2022 are to collaborate with 10 schools and youth serving organizations to onboard our Gen Connect app as well as our streaming video. We want to make sure that all families and youth have access to our dance fitness class as well as our emotional and social programming. So Gen Connect is the way to go. Cool Moms Dance 2 is the way to go as well. And right now our goal for 2022 is to get 22,000 families playing the game. We have been gaining some amazing traction so far. That number is not far off, especially with the partners in the community organizations, as well as the national programs like Ellen, like Black Enterprise that have featured us and supported our endeavors. Our goal is to support whole family health. This is one of the most important things. When we support families, when we support mothers, we're supporting the next generation of leaders, the next generation of human beings that are here to grow our economy, grow our world. And we want to make sure that they're emotionally intelligent, economically sustainable, as well as mentally well. And we can do that with Cool Moms Dance 2. Our core values is creating healthy, happy, and whole families, and we want to build stronger families with you. We thank you for your time, and I appreciate the impact that you're making on mothers and families' lives today.
Thank you, Kiana. Next up, we've got the fabulous Design 1-1, led by CEO and founder Denise Alexis. I will tell you that my intro side to Denise does not do her justice, because she is running around the world redesigning homes and rooms for celebrities and very important people. And her solution to helping people improve their lives is really fantastic. Part of her journey with WEI was with the Women's Export University, done with the Mayor's Office of International Affairs. I know that through that program, she's looking at sourcing internationally to help her 3D CAD interior design excel and really leapfrog over all of her competitors. I don't want to just make things up, so I'm going to let Denise tell you a little bit about Design 1-1.
Hi, I'm Denise Alexis, founder of Design 1-1, a new virtual interior design agency laser focused on expanding access to quality interior design and saving the lives of home and business owners one design at a time. People in the United States alone are spending $22 billion annually on the interior design of their homes and businesses. Why? Because they want peace of mind. They want to enjoy the spaces they work hard to maintain. They want to offer an elevated ambiance to customers. And ultimately, they want to feel confident that their design decisions are actually enhancing their lifestyles. Last year, millions were stuck at home hating all kinds of things about their rooms, frantically brainstorming ways to engage interest in their restaurants, shops, and offices, and that is where Design 1-1 comes in. We apply VR 3D technology to our proprietary design process to create new beginnings for homeowners, to increase revenue and customer engagement for businesses, and to heal other design illnesses. We're developing a high-tech Oculus-enabled app to revolutionize how consumers collaborate with interior designers, shop for products, or resell for sustainability, and remove intimidation from the design decision-making process. Our average spend per user is $4,600 with 36 customers this year. We're dedicated to scaling this awesome, life-saving, and easy process to 2,500 users by 2023, with projected revenues of $12 million in just 2 years. We're intentional about leveraging our newly awarded SBE, MBE, and WBE certifications, along with 15 years of experience, on our mission to assist in healing the affordable housing crisis here in our city and beyond through government contracting. At this stop in our journey, we're asking for funding in the range of $100 to $500K for high-tech app and metaverse development, team expansion, equipment, video marketing, and most importantly, the opportunity to collaborate with all of you, and also new Oculus donations if you have them. Once again, I'm Denise Alexis, founder of Design 1-1, a virtual interior design agency offering virtual solutions to real people everywhere. Thanks, Atlanta.
I told you she was bad. Next up, we've got eCloset, led by the awesomeness of Tanjuria Willis. What I want to say about eCloset is a wonderful consignment model based out of Buckhead, led by a wonderful lady who really, really knows her thing. But one of, I think, a significant achievement is that she has been able to plant her flag as a leader around sustainable fashion. And I think that she's going to show Atlanta and the world how we can have more enriched lives through our fashion design. So with this slide, you see that we were able to put on Atlanta's first Sustainable Fashion Week on the Beltline on the west side. It was supported by people like Key Design and Eric Key and all of the entrepreneurs And now I'm going to let Tangeria tell you a little bit about her company.
Hi, my name is Tangeria Willis, and I'm the owner of eCloset LLC. eCloset is a sustainable lifestyle brand that enables consumers and buyers to identify eco-friendly brands and shop more sustainably. eCloset is for consumers that are in the segments of women 25 to 54 and men 25 to 40. What is our problem? The problem is textiles in the landfills. Textiles are the #2 pollutant in the landfills, and so that's causing very major problems in the environment. More problems with that is where the lack of education and awareness and accessibility. People don't know where to shop sustainably. And it causes a gap in between the brands that offer more sustainable solutions and the buyers. And then the third problem is the availability of recycled textiles, which is why textiles end up in the landfills. People don't know where they're donating or how to donate or what to do with those textiles. And so we aim to create a solution to provide that. The revenue streams for eCloset are retail. We do that currently through our consignment and gently used boutiques. And then we also have events such as Sustainable Fashion Week, which introduces brands to buyers and consumers alike, as well as provide education. And then the third is a recycling program to create an avenue for people to bring their textiles for upcycling, recycling, and for reuse. Our solution is to expand that retail base into more pre-owned stores and create consumer and customer experiences so people can enjoy the shopping experiences at 1/3 of their budget. And then also while we're doing that, we will introduce those things with events. Events that provide education, events that provide brands an opportunity to introduce their collections to more consumers and more buyers, as well as providing education and learning tools and workshops and demonstrations on how people can incorporate this into their everyday life. And our third solution is to create a manufacturing process where we're recycling those old textiles and creating new textiles for use by designers as well as by consumers, so that you can buy upcycled fabrics or find upcycled clothing in a place that you can do something new with it and create a new design. Our unique value proposition is to create a real path to recycling textiles, which again goes back to eliminating the waste from the landfills, to create a customer experience which focuses on learning, as well as our Sustainable Fashion Week events, which will bring more awareness and more brands to the forefront. The channels that we currently use are social media, digital editorial, newsletters, speakers and panels. We do e-commerce as well as marketplace where we can introduce those brands. Our ask currently is initial funding of $150,000 to get us started with the space that we're attempting to do, as well as building location so that we can start to create the manufacturing plant. Again, thank you for your time. My name is Tangeria Willis, and welcome to Sustainable Living.
Thank you, Tangeria. Next up, we have HYPE, Hope for Youth Through Providing Education, and the fabulous Christina Smith-Newton. I have to tell you that, again, this slide does nothing for Christina and her business, and my words are not going to do her justice either, but I'll give it a try. She was a winner of the Balancing Act competition that we did. She's gotten several $100,000 in grants from organizations like the United Way, Cox Media, and APS. And she's creating a pipeline of young girls that are well-versed in STEM education in STEM mechanics so that they can go on and really compete in the world and again, be a part of economic development for their communities. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to Christina because she's way better at telling you about HYPE than I am.
Hi, my name is Christina Newton. I'm the founder and executive director of HYPE, where we are empowering girls of color to become leaders in tech. And we're doing this because we have a major problem. Computing careers are among the highest paying and the fastest growing occupations. But with African American women representing 3% and Hispanic women only representing 1% of the tech workforce, women of color are missing out on a huge economic opportunity. Not only that, but with the ever-increasing tech skills gap, industries are also projected to lose annual revenues of $8.5 trillion by 2030. And so we wonder, is this a pipeline problem or is it a plug problem? With HYPE students indicating that they are unaware of tech careers and they don't see themselves represented, and with current women in technology like myself leaving their careers due to feelings of isolation and loneliness and hopelessness, HYPE has identified that it's actually both. And so we are working to solve this problem at the root, where girls are losing interest in STEM at increasingly high rates. And we are working to solve barriers to participation in interest, such as misperceptions of what STEM careers look like, not identifying themselves as being leaders in STEM, as well as issues in their having access to STEM careers and computer science classes while they are in high school. And so our unique approach enables girls to become civic-minded global leaders, to identify themselves as leaders in STEM through 3 different approaches. We start with education by teaching them STEM careers, moving into exploration so that they can identify different tech pathways, and then empowerment through connecting them with internship opportunities. And because of that, what we've seen is an increase from only 4 girls in 3 schools and an annual revenue of $11,000 to this year having over 430 girls represented across 65 schools and an annual revenue of almost $400,000. But what we're doing is not only for girls who are looking to pursue STEM, but also for women currently in the tech workforce who are leaving their tech careers at 3 times the rate of their white male counterparts. And because of this, we're connecting women in some of the most recognized industries and tech companies to purpose, passion, and opportunities to connect their skills with meaningful opportunities. And what we're looking to do is empower 2,500 girls over the next couple of years with the support of more industries, more women in technology, and more companies like you, helping our girls to see themselves as leaders in STEM. Thank you. Once again, my name is Christina Newton. I'm the founder and executive director of HYPE, and we are empowering girls of color to become leaders in technology.
Yes, Christina, you are your ancestors' wildest dream, and we are very thankful for that. Next up, we've got Joyville, led by the incredible Hani Berger. Let me tell you what I think about Joyville and Hani. Hani is the joy whisperer to leaders worldwide. She helps women live their best lives in organizations like World 50, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Entrepreneurs Organization. One thing I really wanted to pull out, this lady put on a Joy Day conference, not once, but twice during this pandemic. And it's a testament to her spirit and the joy that she brings to her clients. And now we're going to hear a little bit from Hani, the CEO of Jovial.
I'm thrilled to introduce you to Jovial, a network of professional health coaches. Meet Lisa. Lisa is an executive wife and mom who goes 100 miles an hour. She said working with her Jovial health coach, she gained control of the choices she makes to create a life that she loves. But it wasn't always like that. As with Lisa, I've witnessed that many business professionals ace their job, but at home they can't sleep. They feel burdened by their addictive behaviors. Their children have grown distant, or their marriages are falling apart. Stress is clearly impacting your mental well-being. But you may not realize that chronic stress wreaks havoc inside of our bodies. When I discovered a lump in my breast, I finally understood that stress is at the core of this country's most deadly chronic diseases. My journey was the reason I started Joyville. What we need to thrive is a clear vision of what you look like at your healthiest and best self. You need a roadmap of how to reach that vision. You need accountability, but also someone who motivates you every step of the way. Can you imagine what your life would look like if you had that kind of support? That's exactly what our Joyville health coaches do. They guide you from where you are today to where you want to go. I personally make sure we vet all of our coaches, match each client to their coach, and have set standards that ensure consistent, high-quality service. So, are you ready to create a life that you love, just like Lisa did? If so, go to www.joyville.com or give us a call at 1-866-JOYVILLE.
I told you she was the joy whisperer. Next up, we've got NAC, led by the fabulous Ariel Lopez, who came to Atlanta from New York to really scale her business. And we're so proud to have you in this city, and that now you are officially a girl of Atlanta, lady of Atlanta, however you want to put it. But NAC, fantastic, fantastic solution, really addressing DEI and HR, and with a piece of innovative software that is going to change the game. Ariel, in addition to being a part of the WEI cohort, is also a part of the Acceler Prize program. She's raised over $750 in venture capital as part of this program. She's a part of Google for Startups. She's here in Atlanta, and now you get to hear from this lovely Latina, Ariel Lopez.
Hi, my name is Ariel Lopez. I'm the founder and CEO of NAC. We have recruiting software that helps companies better screen and manage applicants in their pipeline so they don't miss out on great talent. Or, as I would like to say, we're making modern day recruiting more fair. As a former tech recruiter turned career coach, now entrepreneur, I spent the last decade working alongside leading startups and brands, helping them build and scale teams. I've also had the privilege to help thousands of professionals in their careers find jobs in tech. What I can say is there's a great deal of inefficiencies, and it's desperately time for a change. Over $14 billion gets spent every single year on recruiting software, yet close to 85% of resumes never get seen. And of the ones that do, recruiters only spend, on average, 7 seconds looking at them. The reality is recruiters are completely overwhelmed with the amount of applications they receive. We're talking hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, depending on the company. Because of the volume, it makes it impossible for them to sort and screen through all of those applications, so they overlook the majority of their pipeline. And because recruiters have a lack of time and bandwidth, they try to find the easy way out. Pattern matching, nepotism, relying on referrals. The homogeneous culture that everyone complains about in tech and in other industries is because of poor process. It has nothing to do with the pipeline. As you can see here, these are recent tweets of people complaining about the candidate experience. Since 85% of resumes never get seen, that means most people get ghosted. If you ever got a canned rejection email or never heard back from a recruiter, it's not because you're not a good fit, it's because the recruiter probably never saw your application to begin with. We think that's insane, and that's why we decided to create NAC. We're a recruiter's best friend, but we are also optimizing to improve diversity and candidate experience for everyone. With NAC, companies have the ability to track pipeline metrics in real time. Every resume goes into an ATS, which is an applicant tracking system. I usually say if the ATS is a black hole, then NAC is the flashlight. So we're able to recover and resurface any applicant data that may be missing. Recruiters also have the opportunity to use scorecards to evaluate applicants instantly. So we auto-screen 100% of the applications that come in, so the recruiter doesn't have to. More importantly, we make sure that people get routed to the right place in the system based off of their skills and qualifications. Last but not least, we close out the feedback loop. We hate when people get ghosted. Instead of wondering what you should do next to prepare or qualify for the job that you want, NAC will tell you in a seamless way. We have a ton of traction. We are onboarding new customers. We've raised close to $500,000 at this point, and we're currently fundraising right now. In terms of the competitive landscape, I usually say that NAC is an AI screening tool meets a CRM, and that's kind of where we play in the market. And in terms of the road ahead, we have a lot planned. Right now, we're fully building out our team. We're hiring a CTO. We're looking at onboarding a minimum of 10 to 15 customers going into Q1 of next year. And I'm really, really excited about what we can do. As far as our team, as I mentioned, I myself am a former tech recruiter and career coach. My co-founder is a product manager. He's been leading product and engineering teams at some of the biggest banks in the world for the last 10 years. If you want to contact me, please reach out to me at ariel@nac.io. Thank you.
Yes, you're right, Ariel. That problem is insane, but more importantly, your tech is even more insane. So next up, we have My Panda, led by the lovely, fabulous Tamara Lucas. Let me say something about Tamara. I'm so proud of her specifically. She entered this program as a co-founder, COO, and she has emerged as the leader and CEO of My Panda. She is written up in the AJC. She's part of the Techstars inaugural program. She's part of ATDC Scale Up, and she just completed Launchpad 2X. You're going to hear a lot more from My Panda because we all need some pandas in our lives. Tamara?
Hi there, my name is Tamara Lucas. I am the CEO and co-founder of My Panda, the personal assistant next door app. Do any of these images strike a chord with you? They do for me too. Time stress is a crisis of our time. In fact, we found that stress is a major contributor to many of the leading causes of death in the US, including heart disease and suicide. Our to-do lists are killing us. In order to maintain your health and sanity, you should delegate, and there are some options out there. However, most of these are siloed to just address one need, or they're just difficult to learn how to manage and navigate. Do you remember the days when we lived in community and we had people all around us for support that we could just lean on? Well, we created My Panda to be that solution. We are your personal assistants next door. All your pandas are fully screened and background checked and have had complete identity checks and are insured. When our members download our app, they get assigned to their service grove. They submit a request in the app for anything that they have on their to-do list. It gets sent out to all the local pandas that live within a few miles of them. The panda will complete the job based on their skill set and schedule, and then the member's card is charged. This hyper-local proximity allows us to have greater time efficiencies, greater trust, and allows us to spend money at local businesses, keeping money in the local economy. We charge our members a standard rate of $30 an hour, and we also have a monthly subscription program available. Future channels include partnering with small and enterprise businesses to provide such services like providing Panda hours to employees for employee benefit programs. When our app launched in September 2019, we have since had steady growth. This year, we're scheduled to hit $100,000 in revenue, and over 85% of our monthly customers are repeat customers, which shows the product market fit of our solution. With the money we're currently raising, we expect to expand throughout the Southeast over the next couple of years and implement our additional programs and channels of revenue. And we're led by a team to take us a distance. We have a healthy balance of product and technology skills, service and sales, and learning how to scale a business. We've participated in several systems in the programs in the startup ecosystem to help us provide the foundation that we need, and we've added several key advisors to help catapult us to success. Thank you. We invite you to be a part of our dream, helping others in our community get their to-do lists done. If you'd like to learn more about how you can be involved, please reach out to us.
Thank you, Tamara. And for any of the women in the audience that want to feel like a boss, order a Panda. Let them save you some time. It's a really, really quick way to feel like a girl boss. Next up, we have the Saramar Group. And the Saramar Group is led by Miss Sarah Marsky. Sarah is fantastic, like all of her colleagues. She was a part of the Women's Export University. She is often featured on local media as a part or as a supporter and as a mobilizer and leader in the Hispanic marketing space. Sarah was a winner, second place of the Tech Tip-Off grant provided by WEI in the Atlanta Hawks. And now we're going to learn a little bit more about Saramar Group from Sarah Marsky.
Well, 62 million Hispanics live in the U.S., with $1.5 trillion in buying power. Hispanics own over 4.7 million businesses and are projected to drive 80% of U.S. population growth over the next 20 years. And yet, the U.S. Hispanic market remains largely underserved and untapped by many brands and businesses. In fact, Hispanics make up 19% of the total U.S. population, but only 6% of U.S. ad spend is targeted to Hispanic audiences. And 78% of Hispanics say they don't see brands making an effort to connect with them. This is a significant missed opportunity and a problem that Saramar Group's solutions are designed to help businesses solve. My name is Sarah Marsky, and I am founder and CEO of Saramar Group. Saramar Group is a consulting firm specializing in creating meaningful connection between brands and U.S. Hispanic audiences. We drive new revenue growth opportunities for mid-market to Fortune 500 companies by positioning them to authentically reach and engage U.S. Hispanic audiences. We develop and implement purpose-driven brand engagement strategies that not only drive business growth for our clients, but create larger social impact as well. Our solutions include Hispanic insights and consumer research, comprehensive engagement strategies, social impact initiatives, and culturally relevant storytelling services. I founded Saramar Group because I believe in a world where business is done with a higher purpose. And at Saramar Group, we're on a mission to unleash the power of brands to change the world for good, putting social impact at the center of brand engagement with Hispanic audiences. With over 12 years of Hispanic marketing and community engagement experiences, and having served brands such as Target, Coca-Cola, and Cricket Wireless, Saramar Group is building momentum and traction. We are laser focused on new business growth and are seeking your support with creating connections in the healthcare, government, education, and financial services sectors to drive new contract opportunities and achieve our next milestone of 1 million in annual revenue. I cannot thank we and the City of Atlanta enough for the opportunity to be part of the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. With a wealth of resources, access to an incredible network of community leaders and business leaders, and just this incredible sisterhood of fellow women entrepreneurs who've been such an amazing support system, I'm so incredibly thankful to be part of this group and really look forward to both impacting Atlanta and the world and beyond together. Thank you very much.
Sorry for the police cars in the background. Sarah, you're incredible. We're dealing with virtual stuff, so there it is. But next up, we have the Secret Cocktail, which is led by founder and CEO, Toria Randall. You know, I want to tell you, Victoria is one of the entrepreneurs that sent me a list that was like probably, 10 pages long of all of the milestones and accolades that she has received. Because again, like her colleagues, she's killing it. But one thing I'm really excited to highlight about her is she was yet another winner of our Balancing Act, or another featured business in the Balancing Act with the WEI program. She's been featured on local news with our beloved Javita Moore, who passed recently. She did that interview on behalf of the WEI program, and she's featured in publications like Black Enterprise, among others. I'm sure you're going to hear a lot more from Victoria here next.
Hello, my name is Victoria Randall, and I am a nurse practitioner. I am the owner of a company called The Secret Cocktail. We are a healthcare training school consulting firm, and I can't wait to show you the growth our company has achieved since being in the WEI program. Now, in case you're wondering exactly what we do as a healthcare training school consulting firm, we help people write curriculums, policies and procedures, syllabus and course catalogs, and so much more for their healthcare training school. Now, we started our company in 2018, and we currently have 4 full-time employees and 8 contracted staff. When we started with the WEI program, we only had 2. What problem are we solving? Well, people don't understand how to start a healthcare training school. We did a survey and we found that 33% of our clients lost $20,000 or more because they were making costly mistakes without any type of guidance or mentorship. So what do? We have a YouTube channel with a wealth of information. We have webinars monthly for our clients. We do mentoring and we save them money and time. We have over 5K subscribers on our YouTube channel that have watched already 500,000 hours in the past year. This year, we've opened 41 CNA schools, and we look to open 35 more healthcare training schools across the nation. Before I started the WEI program, this business brought in $75,000 last year with a 55% profit margin. This year, while in the WEI program, we are going to bring in $600,000 or more, because we've already brought in $600,000. It's going to be more with a 51% profit margin. That is huge. We operate on a national level. We offer customized curriculum development, an online mentorship program for a subscription fee monthly, and we do monthly train-the-trainer courses to teach people how to be CNA instructors across the nation. So that is how we stay sustainable. We were recently featured in Black Enterprise, which was amazing. So thank you so much for bringing The Secret Cocktail into the WEI program, and we thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Victoria. And thank you for doing what you do, because without nurses, I don't know how we would get through. Next up, we have TravelSys, which is led by the incomparable Veronica Woodruff, another member of the Techstars Founder Catalyst program, also Google for Startups, also a member of ATDC, and here recently has just announced funding from the Fearless Fund, a woman-led fund here in Atlanta, Georgia, that invests in, among other businesses, people like Pinky Cole. Well, Veronica Woodruff is now a part of their portfolio, and I am so happy to announce that to this community. Veronica, tell us a little bit about your business.
Every single flight that takes off today, domestic or international, will carry a passenger that needs extra assistance. 18% of air travelers travel with ADA, Americans Disability Act. For many passengers, when help is needed the most, it's the hardest to find at the airport. The airlines and airports we speak to every day tell us that they're understaffed and they're unable to meet the needs of these travelers. This is the problem that we solved, but it's not where we started. I'm Veronica Woodruff. I'm the CEO and founder of TravelSys. I've had a seat at the table with the leaders in corporate travel innovation for over a decade. Now we're in later stage conversations with some of the biggest airports in the world. We're on the verge of the biggest travel boom in decades, as travelers make up for lost time. Companies across the economy struggle to hire. Airports find it especially difficult. TravelSys brings the gig economy to the airport ecosystem. We're solving human capital needs for the world's busiest airports. When a traveler books service, a TravelSys concierge is alerted with the traveler's specific needs and their precise location. Geolocation technology helps the two parties find each other quickly and easily, and travelers get the critical help they need to catch their next flight, overcome a language barrier, locate their bags, or simply navigate an unfamiliar airport. Our market is made up of the 41,000 plus airports in the world.
In addition to myself, Mr. Nolan Rawlings is a huge asset to our team. He was the former LAWA Airport Commissioner, which includes LAX and also New Orleans. Everyone you see here is all in. This is the team to break into the market and scale from there. Right now, we need to connect with decision makers here in Atlanta and across the globe. For travelers, booking is as easy as texting. For airports and airlines, a 5-star experience is incredibly valuable when it comes to customer loyalty and retention. We address compliance and ADA regulations while also taking the air traveler experience to new heights. Airports and airlines are paying attention and dedicating major resources to meet the demand of this valuable customer segment. If you have air travel industry connections, you can tell them that TravelSys is the company that's revolutionizing the airport experience and solving human capital shortfalls all across the world. Buckle your seatbelts. We've been cleared for takeoff. We are TravelSys.
You have been cleared for takeoff, Veronica, and this is only the beginning. Next up, we have the William Plachette Company, led by the wonderful, visionary Trish Miller. I want to say about Trish and her company, William Plachette is just the holding company. It's just the overview. That's how big her vision is, because she's got several companies that fall under William Plachette, all with a mission around enjoying water. From Ane Swimwear to Swim Kids to being featured as to be featured by Comcast in their most recent sports tech inaugural cohort. Trish is on her way. She has partners like USA Swim as one example, and you are going to hear her name and you are going to wear her products in the future. Trish, tell us a little bit more about William Plachette and Ane.
Kinky straight, long short, braided, curly, color coiled, locked, pressed, and blonde. One thing in common with all of these is that they're fragile and are easily damaged by pool chemicals and salts. My name is Trish Miller, and I'm the founder of Ane Swimwear. Our company will pioneer solving this issue by our invention of the world's first fully waterproof swimming cap that is guaranteed to keep each hair on your head dry, allowing you complete freedom and hair protection while enjoying water activities. Hair care and maintenance is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and many spend thousands of dollars a year on hair maintenance, not to mention the hours spent in salons and in studios getting your hair done. This is why, according to a recent study, hair is the most communicated reason as to why people don't feel that they have the freedom to enjoy the water as much as they'd like. My frustration with this issue surfaced when hair maintenance kept my daughter from joining her school's swim team. This is my daughter, Ava. As you can see, Ava has been blessed with beautifully thick and curly hair. And as my children were growing up, we would go to the pool every now and then, so hair maintenance wasn't really a concern. But as Ava got older and her appearance became more of a priority for her, we noticed that we weren't able to enjoy the water as much as we wanted, all because of the 3 to 4 hours that it took to maintain and style her hair. Over time, I discovered that Ava's experience actually wasn't as unique as I thought. And I also discovered that swimming caps had not been significantly re-engineered in over 100 years, and that it was past time for a solution. Our answer is a swimming cap that will perfectly fit thick and voluminous hair, protect our strands from the harsh chemicals and salts and outdoor elements of water activities, and keep our hair completely dry. The Ane swimming cap is single-use and biodegradable, making it a more hygienic and earth-friendly hair protection option. No more souring conditioner-filled caps or the need to wrap scarves or plastic wraps around the hair in an attempt to protect it before swimming. Each time you're ready to spend time in the water, you simply use a fresh new cap. This technologically advanced cap is made of a TPU-infused, stretchy fabric that is waterproof, hygienic, easy to get on and off, and includes patent-pending skin-gripping tech that creates a watertight barrier, leaving your hair intact, dry, and ready to go to your next activity, saving you both time and money. The most special part about our cap is that water blocking technology. We are using an innovative hydrogel adhesive that produces an unbreakable seal on the skin. We are also using a state-of-the-art bonding technology to ensure that all seams are watertight and will not experience leakage. For our leisure swimmers, learn to swimmers, and water enthusiasts, the On-A Swimming Cap will be available online and in retailers by the end of 2021, and it sells for $24.99 for a box of 10. As our tech continues to improve, we will launch a reusable cap that will target our water enthusiasts and competitive water trainers, providing them with the same superior hair protection and time savings. This product will be available and ready by mid-2022 and sold in premium retailers for $49.99. We all want the freedom to enjoy the water on our own terms, and our tech-enabled, innovative swimming cap will be the change that we've waited over a century for. We're happy to take any questions or to share information as to how you can become an early adopter. Thank you.
I told you she was a visionary. Last, and again, certainly not least, we have the lovely, fabulous Akisi Stokes, CEO of Wonder Grubs. It's actually fitting that we end with Wonder Grubs and we end with this slide, because this slide was taken by cohort members, and it's a testament to their friendship, their sisterhood, and the support that they offer each other. It's a testament that they reach the community and our elected leaders come out to see what they do. This is a photo taken of Akisi at her container on the Beltline, which was sponsored by the Metro Atlanta Chamber and Invest Atlanta for her ag tech business. In addition to that, she's done projects with Kroger, with Microsoft, and she was voted as the Startup Disruptor for 2020 by the Atlanta Technology Professionals. Akisi, tell us a little bit more about Wonder Grubs and take us out.
Hello, I'm Akisi Stokes, CEO and co-founder of Wonder Grubs. We are a tech-enabled social enterprise that specializes in the production of edible insect protein as a food, feed, and fertilizer. Our goal is to empower people to live healthier lives through improved nutrition and livelihoods, while also protecting the natural resources of our planet. The way we do that is by leveraging technology to convert mealworms into a high-value protein powder that can be used in everyday foods such as muffins, burgers, smoothies, and even cookies. Our product is also so natural that we're able to use it as a feed for small animals, reptile, and fish, as well as a composting agent. We also co-design training programs with smallholder farmers to help educate them about the benefits of insect farming, to include workforce development, digital literacy, and also marketing support. We are so honored to have been a part of the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative with 15 other amazing entrepreneurs. Over the course of the last 15 months, we've been able to gain incredible traction by impacting over 3,500 customers, 20 plus smallholder farmers, and also 100 students, plus so much more. With an investment of $75,000 to $100,000, we'd be able to scale up our operations to have an even larger impact. So if you want to find out a little bit more about us, please go to our website at www.wondergrubs.com or contact us via email at hello@wondergrubs.com. Once again, I'm Akisi Stokes, CEO and co-founder of Wonder Grubs, and I hope you join us in reimagining a more resilient and sustainable food system that includes insects. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Akisi. Thank you to Cohort 3 of the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. You are officially graduated, but you're not going to get rid of us that easy. No, I hope you're going to stay around for a very, very long time and contribute to this network that you've helped to create. For the audience, I mean, I will say in the chat, I saw so many wonderful comments in the chat, and all of them were true, especially that you all have really identified so many solutions that we all need, which we're not surprised about that. But just know that this community is wishing you all the luck, all of the success that you deserve and that we expect you to have. And with that, I'm going to say we now have an opportunity to meet the entrepreneurs. We have breakout rooms set up if you would like to ask any of them questions or not. But I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation. I hope you've learned a little bit more about the program and the businesses that we support and why we support them. I encourage you to tell any women that you know who would like to be a part of this program to apply, as we have new applications open until the 31st of December. And with that, Mary, did I miss anything?
No, I would just say we're going to do the breakout rooms, and I labeled them with the business name, so you can join whichever business you want to talk to, and then you can also hop around to different businesses too. So yeah.
Yep, the sisterhood is strong. Thank you, ladies, for everything. I could not have done this without you.